Well, joining me today is Congressman Ron Paul. He's recently announced his third attempt to run for the presidency. Why do you think you deserve it this time, Congressman?
Well, I've been talking about our problems developing over the last 30 years, and now we're in the middle of them. And I have suggested ways to prevent these problems, and not too many people paid attention, but they're paying a lot more attention now because some of the predictions made by free market economists have come true, like, the housing bubble bursting and causing so much trouble. And there are answers, and they're not that difficult. When I want to simplify the answer, I say, we got into this mess because we didn't follow the rules, we didn't follow the Constitution, we didn't follow the rules of sound money, and therefore we just should change our ways, but we have to change policies.
You've been talking a lot about the flooding in Mississippi right now, and you said that the government should not be responsible for bailing out those who live in hurricane zones or flood zones. What about people here in the Bay Area? What if you're the president and another Hurricane Ike type storm were to hit? What would you do for the people here?
I would obey the law, and the law is such that we have a program which I think is pretty inept. The FEMA was not the best welcome bureaucracy when these big hurricanes have come in. I get more complaints than praises, and they didn't handle Katrina very well. And the approach of federal bureaucracy managing these things is a new idea. In 1900, we had the worst hurricane in our whole history in Galveston, and we survived without the federal government. Talking overall on constitutional law and good economic policy, the principle of flood insurance is bad because I had a house on Surfside Beach. Right. Why should somebody in West Texas pay for my insurance? And I took all the risk, and they said, well, you couldn't get insurance otherwise unless they guaranteed it. Well, maybe that's an indication that it's risky living on a beach. So I don't like interference in economic decisions.
And my last question, probably the most controversial one right now. You said you would give states the right to legalize heroin if they wanted to. Why do you support this?
Well, I support the right of people to have freedom. And the right of freedom of choice was recognized in our Constitution. For the first 150 years, these things were just non-events. When I was a grade schooler, I worked in a drugstore, and I could sell codeine over the counter. So the atmosphere is so different. And they take a wonderful freedom philosophy of allowing people to do what they want in their private affairs, in their church affairs, and in what they do with their own bodies.